In this tutorial, we will make this diamond collection. Okay, diamond shining and diamond collection. I will have assets in the description, so you can go ahead and check them out. Okay, we will play the diamond shining as well as we will able to collect them. Also, we will keep track of how many diamonds we collected so far. Okay, so let's get into this topic. Okay, so let's get into this. So let's select the sprite sheet. Okay, so let's go to sprites and select as a sprite and click on sprite editor. So as you can see, there are multiple sprites, so we need to cut them off individually. So to do that, you need to select sprite mode to single to multiple, because we have multiple sprites. Okay, and choose pixel per unit to a less number, something like 16, so the sprite will be large. If you make this pixel per unit a higher number, so the sprite will be small. Okay, so I'm gonna make it small this pixel per unit, so the sprite will be large. Okay, and to get rid of blurry, we need to select filter mode to point no filter, and after doing all of these things, scroll to the bottom and click on this apply button. Okay, and we need to cut them off individually. To cut them off individually, go to slice in the top left and select automatic to grid by cell count, and count how many columns rows it has one row, as you can see, and 10 columns. Okay, so I put 10 columns and one row, and after doing that, click on this slice button and then click on this apply button in the top right. Okay, and select this scene tab one more time and click on that arrow. So as you can see, it's cut it off individually. So I'm gonna select the first one, drag it to scene view or this hierarchy. As you can see, this is our diamond. Okay, so let's rename this as a diamond. Or to do so, right click, rename. Let's call this diamond. Okay, diamond. And what I want to do, basically, instead of naming this diamond, let's create an empty game object. Basically, we want to make two animation. Okay, firstly, this will play the idle or the diamond just rolling out. Okay, and the second thing, when player collect this diamond, it will fade out. It will firstly gonna just collect the diamond and it gonna fade out, something like that. We will make two animation. Okay, so instead of doing right away to this diamond game object, we will create an parent game object, and then we will leave it animation to this game object, so it will be good to do. Else the when you just make the collection animation, you can say, or the clip, it will be weird. So that's why we need to create another game object. So let's go to hierarchy one more time. Okay, right click, create empty game object. Let's call this one to diamond parent or something like that. Okay, so let's call diamond underscore or diamond space, let's call parent. Okay, diamond parent, and go to transform of that game object, right click and reset the transform, and then select this diamond game object, basically this diamond, and just place it top of this diamond parent. Now if I just move this diamond parent, this diamond will also gonna move with it, because this diamond is a child of this diamond parent game object, as you can see. And now let's reset the position of this diamond as the position of diamond parent. Okay, so it will be centered. So select the diamond, go over to transform, right click and reset the transform. Now it's just set it up. So as you can see, if I just move the diamond parent, this diamond will also just moving with it, because it's a child now. Okay, so make those two animation. To make it, so go over to assets. Okay, right click, create folder. Let's name that folder to something like animation. And then what we will do, basically we want to keep our animations into a animation folder to keep all of the things organized and little bit more noticeable, and we can find them easily. Okay, if you want, so you need to make folders to keep all of the things in organized way, to find them easily. Okay, so I already created a folder animation, so I'm gonna select this diamond game object, not the diamond parent. Okay, make sure select this diamond and go to animation tab. Okay, go to animation tab or animation tab, or what else you can do, go over to project, then sprite, And as you can see, we have all of the animation. We have this diamond rolling animation, just diamond just flipping or rotating in the y-axis, you can say, or the diamond idle as well, you can say. It's just signing. Okay, so select all of the sprite by holding down shift of them and just place it top of this diamond game object, not the diamond parent. Okay, make sure that, and it will make the our animation clip right away. So we don't need to go to that animation tab and then click on that create button, and we need to drag all of the sprite into animation tab, then record the button. Okay, we don't need to do that. It's much easier to do or going in that way. Okay, so we will move to asset, and we know in assets we created that animation folder. So let's go over to that, and over there we will create another subfolder. So right click, then new folder. Let's call this folder to diamond underscore. Okay, diamond underscore or diamond animation, you can say. And let's open that up, subfolder as well, and let's rename the animation of this diamond. Let's call this diamond rolling. Okay, and another animation clip will be diamond collection. Okay, so let's call this diamond rolling, and click on this save button. And then now what I want to do now, if I select this animation folder and select this diamond game object and hit this play button, as you can see, diamond is signing. If you take a close look, okay, diamond is just rolling, or you can say just playing the signing animation clip. And the second animation clip, what we want to do, we want to create a when the player collects this diamond, firstly it will go to up position in the y-axis. Basically we just want to move in the y-axis little bit, and we want to fade out the color of this diamond. Okay, so let's create that animation. To create, select the diamond game object first, and then click on over here diamond rolling in the left side in animation tab, then click on create a new clip, and let's name this diamond rolling to diamond collection or collection. Let's call it diamond collection. Okay, and click on save button and hit this record button to record your animation. And we will move over to 1 second. Okay, 1 second, and in 1 second we firstly want to move in the y-axis, and we want this diamond to fade the color. Okay, fade the color. Basically this will be gonna vanish, you can say, or the transparent will be increased of this diamond. So to do that, select the diamond game object and go over to sprite renderer. Over there you can see color, so click on that and go to in the bottom you can see a channel. So just drag it down. This is the responsible for transparency, you can say. So you can shrink it down to 0. As you can see, we are not able to see our diamond now. Okay, and now if we hit this play button to play our animation, as you can see, diamond firstly going up, and just with the time it just fading out in our scene view. Okay, so that's the catch. So once you done, click on this record button one more time. Now we captured both of this animation. Firstly this diamond rolling or the diamond shining, as you can see, and the other one is diamond collection. Okay, so let's go over to project tab, and then animation, and then subfolder of diamond animation, and we can see both of animation clip. So I don't want this diamond collection to be looped. Okay, once the player collected the diamond game object or this diamond, the diamond collection animation clip should play it one time. It's not just gonna loop something like 1 then 2, just go and so on like this. If I select this diamond and hit this play button, okay, so like this it will be looped. Sorry, if I select this diamond collection, as you can see it will be looped. I don't want to do that, so that's why I will move to project tab, then diamond animation subfolder, and select this clip. Go over to inspector. In the top right you can see loop type, so I'm gonna uncheck this one. Okay, I don't want to loop this diamond collection animation clip to be looped forever. Once the player collect this diamond At that moment I want to play this animation clip one time, and I'm gonna leave the diamond shining or the rolling one. It will be played default over again and again. Okay, if I select this diamond game object now and move over to animator tab, as you can see both of those animation we have. Firstly we have diamond rolling, which just shining, which one shining, okay, and the diamond collection. Okay, so we need to move over to this diamond rolling to diamond collection. But when we shoot, when once the player just trigger with this diamond game object, okay, if I just select this diamond rolling, okay, and move to animator tab, so if this player game object trigger or collide with this diamond game object, at that moment we need to collect this diamond. So basically we need to add a collider to this diamond parent game object, not that this diamond or this image. Basically we need to add the collider to this diamond parent. Okay, so we will add a collider, and if this player game object collide with this diamond parent, then we will collect it. Okay, so let's do that. So select the diamond parent, click on add component in the inspector, and find over there a reasonable collider. So in this case polygon collider would be a pretty fine, or a would be a great choice. Okay, so let's add that up and adjust the collider as the size of the sprite. So click on this edit collider and edit the collider as the size of our diamond. Okay, something like this, I guess it would be pretty fine. So this is our diamond. And make sure you just check this one is triggered to true, or check this one, check this box, okay, is triggered. So basically if this player game object just collide or trigger with this diamond parent game object, then what we want to play that collection image, collection animation clip of diamond. Okay, we're not gonna play this diamond rolling anymore. Okay, and so let's assign this diamond parent as a some certain tag. So we will check if this player game object collide with this diamond parent, okay, then we will gonna play this diamond collection animation clip. To do so, select the diamond parent game object, not the child one. Okay, select the parent one, go over to inspector that says tag, which says untagged. So click on it, click on add tag, hit this plus icon and name the tag what you want. So I will name it to diamond. Okay, diamond, and click on save. Go back to that game object one more time, and now let's assign that tag which says untagged to a diamond tag. Now we assigned this diamond as a diamond tag. Okay, so let's check that. And sorry, I lost my hierarchy. So if you lost any something like any tab, what you need to do, you need to go to window in the top. Okay, then general, and you can find all of the tab right over here. So I recently lost this hierarchy, so I'm gonna break that and I'm gonna place it right over here. Okay, so it's pretty fine. Okay, so and we need to make transition from diamond rolling to diamond collection. Okay, because once the player triggered with this diamond parent or this diamond game object, and we want to play the diamond collection, not the diamond rolling anymore. So make transition. So right click on diamond rolling and make transition to diamond collection. Okay, and then select this arrow, and we want to untick this as exit time, because we don't want to wait for diamond rolling playing the 0.7 over here, means 70%. We don't want to play that animation clip of shining of our diamond. We want to go immediately once the player collect the diamond. We want to play the diamond collection animation clip right away. We don't want any delay. Okay, so that's why. And we will set transition duration to 0. Scroll down, and we need to choose a condition, in which condition we want to go to that animation. Okay, so basically we need a set some certain parameter. So in the left side in animator tab, you can see parameters. Okay, so hit this plus icon and select this trigger. Okay, and let's call this trigger something like diamond collect. Okay, diamond collect. Okay, diamond collect. And So basically we will choose this condition. Basically we want to trigger this condition, and if we trigger, then we will play, or we will move over to this diamond collection animation clip. Okay, so we need to choose that condition. Scroll to the bottom, you can see condition list is empty, so hit this plus icon and select this diamond collect parameter. Okay, so if we trigger this one, so this diamond basically this diamond game object will play the diamond collection animation clip. Okay, so let me show that you. Okay, hit this play button in the top, and if I just trigger this parameter, okay, diamond collect parameter, and we have chosen that condition. If we trigger this one, so it will move over to this diamond collection animation clip. As you can see, shining animation clip just playing over again and again. And now if I just trigger this one diamond collect, as you seen, the diamond collection animation just played and the diamond get disappeared. Okay, totally get disappeared. So basically we need to trigger this parameter through our code, through our code. Okay, so firstly let's open up our player script. Firstly we will check if we just really triggering with this diamond game object or not. Okay, so let's open up our script by double clicking on it, and let's go to bottom, and for that we check this diamond parent as a trigger, and make sure you make this one prefab. Okay, so select that diamond parent game object and make a prefab folder in assets, and now drag that into that prefab folder. Now it's turned blue, basically means we made a copy of that game object. Now if I delete from the scene view that diamond parent, I can select that game object from that prefab folder and can drag it directly to the scene view or hierarchy, as you can see. So I'm gonna drag it down a little bit to the close to the ground, so player can trigger with this diamond game object. Okay, so I'm gonna go to script, and for that we will use this function. Okay, it's called on trigger enter 2D function. On trigger enter 2D function. Okay, on trigger. So this function over here, the get call, it's get call automatically, okay, by Unity. And this function get call when we trigger with something, and we know we set that diamond as a is trigger that box to check. So if this player game object, okay, trigger with this diamond parent, okay, diamond parent, then we just want to play the animation clip. Firstly let's check if we really triggering with this game object or not. Okay, so we can extract info by going to this collision. Okay, we can extract info, name of the game object we trigger it with, tag of the game object we trigger it with, anything we can extract. Okay, child also. Let me show that firstly. So let's check if, okay, if collision dot game object dot tag, okay, dot tag. So we going over to whatever we trigger it with, we going to that game object and then accessing the tag. So if we trigger with this diamond parent, so we going this game object and then we accessing this tag. So which I'm really sorry, I spell it wrong, I really apologize for that. It shouldn't be daemon, it should be diamond. Okay, so I'm gonna do this again. So I'm really apologize, okay, for that. Let's call this diamond instead. So I will remove this one. Okay, and let's go back to that game object one more time, and let's assign it to diamond. So I really apologize, and once you done, click on overrides and click on apply all, so it will change in the prefab as well. Okay, means the copy of that game object. So we going to that game object tag, and if that tag is equals to diamond, okay, diamond, and if that is the case, make some curly brackets. So we know if we trigger with this game object and this game object we assign it as a diamond tag. Okay, and we are checking over here whatever we trigger with, and if that game object has tag diamond, so and we checking if the tag is equals to diamond, so whatever we write in between this curly bracket will be executed. So let's firstly print out if it's really working or not. Okay, so let's print out debug. Okay, debug.log in quotation, let's say collect diamond. Okay, collect diamond, collect diamond, and close that off with semicolon. Control S to save your code, and let's move to Unity now. Okay, so whatever we triggering with that, okay, whatever we triggering, firstly we accessing the tag of that game object, and we checking if that tag is equals to the diamond. We and we know we assigned that diamond game object as a diamond tag, so we definitely gonna trigger with that diamond game object, okay, or that diamond tag. So we just printing out the message saying collect diamond. Okay, so let's go to script Unity now. Select the console in the bottom and hit this play button in the top, and now if we trigger with this game object, this diamond game object, we should able to see that message collect diamond will be popped out right away. Okay, because we're gonna trigger with this game object, and this game object has tag diamond as we assign it. Okay, so let's do that. So as you can see, when I trigger with this game object one more time, the diamond message just getting popped up in the console multiple times if I just collide or trigger with this diamond game object multiple times. Okay, so instead of doing this, what I want to do, I want to play the diamond collection animation clip. Okay, so basically we need to go over to basically added the animation in the child game object, not this the parent one, diamond parent. Okay, so firstly we need to go over to this child. So 0 basically means the first child. Okay, so we need to go to this game object, child game object, and then we're gonna access this animator. Okay, animator component, and this component right over here is responsible for switching up animation or playing the animation, and by this animator we will move this we will trigger this diamond collect parameter trigger. Okay, and if we trigger this, as you seen, it will play the diamond collection animation clip, okay, as we did before. So let's do that. So let's go to script one more time. Instead of printing out message, firstly we're gonna access the child. Okay, to access that we will move over to collision dot game object. Okay, so basically whatever we triggering with, we going to that game object, and then gonna go to transform. Basically we triggering with this diamond parent, so we going to over to this diamond parent game object, then accessing this transform, and by this transform we will access this child. Okay, this diamond game object, or you can say the child. Okay, so 0 is the first child, and if you add a second child, the index of that will be 1. So 0 is the first one. Okay, so by this transform, so this diamond parent transform, we will access this child. So we have to type dot. Okay, and we have to type this function, it's called get child, and make first bracket. If you pass 0 basically the first child, and 1 basically the second child, so we will pass 0 basically referencing this game object. Okay, this diamond. Okay, and by so we will moving over to this diamond, and by this diamond we will get access this component, this animator. Okay, and by this animator we will trigger this parameter diamond collect, and we know if we trigger this parameter, it will play the diamond collects animation clip as you seen. Okay, so let's do that. So let's go back to that game object one more time. So let's get the component. Sorry, get component. Okay, sorry, get component, get component, and the component is animator. Okay, this animator, so we have to pass the component name, which is animator. Okay, animator, and make first bracket. And to trigger this parameter diamond collect, we have to use this function, it's called dot set trigger. Okay, set trigger, and in brackets you have to pass the trigger name, which is you have to pass the same spelling you did right over here, which is diamond collect, I guess. Okay, okay, so this is diamond collect, so we have to pass the same name. Okay, right over here in quotation, so make quotation, and we have to pass the name parameter name, which is diamond diamond collect, and close that off with semicolon. Okay, So what we doing right over here, firstly we checking if the game object we trigger it with hashtag diamond. Okay, so we definitely gonna trigger with this diamond game object. So if we triggering with, then we going to this game object transform component, and by this transform we accessing this first game object, and by this first game object we going over to this animator, and then by going to this animator we triggering this diamond collect parameter. Okay, so basically that is the catch. So control S on your keyboard to save your code. Now to save your code and go back to Unity to see the result. So see the result. So just wait for to compile. So just wait for to compile, and when it's done, I hit this play button in the top. We should able to see when we trigger or collide with this diamond game object or this diamond parent, we should able to see that diamond collection animation clip will be played right after colliding it. Okay, so we would able to see that. So you should able to see that. Okay, so as you can see, the animation is played, but the problem is even after collecting the diamond parent, it is still laying around in the scene view. So after collecting the diamond animation clip, we just want to delete it from the scene view because we already collected and we don't want it to have in the scene view anymore or in hierarchy. Okay, so basically we need to destroy after completing the whole animation of fading out. Okay, fading out. So after 1 second we completing the animation clip, and then after 1 second we want to destroy that game object. Okay, before it, oh, let's do that first. Okay, so for destroy we have to use this destroy function, and in brackets it will take the game object you want to destroy. So we want to destroy that diamond parent. Okay, so whatever we triggered it with, whatever player game object just triggered it with, we want to destroy that game object, which is the diamond in our case. Okay, so we have to pass this collision dot game object. Collision dot game object basically means this diamond parent game object itself. Okay, so whatever we triggering with, you can say, and close that off with semicolon. But as a second argument, this destroy function, we can pass the time. Okay, after what amount of time we want to destroy that game object. So as you seen that the fading animation clip completing whole animation clip completing after 1 second. So after 1 second I want to destroy this diamond game object totally from that scene view. Okay, so you can pass as a second argument the time. So I will pass 1f means 1 second. Okay, so doing this, control S to save your code now, and let's go back to Unity and see the result. Okay, we should able to see that this game object will be destroyed after 1 second after completing whole animation of collecting. Okay, so let's hit this play button in the top, and let's see the result. So let's do that. Okay, so if we collect, so as you can see after 1 second we cannot able to see that game object in the scene view or hierarchy. It's gone, as you can see. But we also need to keep track of how many diamonds we collected so far. Okay, to do that, so let's go to script. You can create a separate script and attach that script to this player game object and name it something like diamond manager. It's totally up to you. I'm gonna go with this player script. Okay, so let's double click that to open up in Visual Studio, and let's go to top of our class. Okay, so we will make a variable. So let's go to bottom, and I'm gonna make it public so we can see right underneath our this player script. Okay, and let's call that will be integer, like whole numbers 0 1 2 3 4. Let's call current diamond. Okay, let's call it current diamond, and by default I'm gonna give it to 0 and close that off with semicolon. Okay, so basically when we start the game we're gonna have 0 diamonds, so that's why by default as a I pass 0 value, or you can leave it as it is, something like this. It also means it will be 0. Okay, it's also means the same thing. Okay, So this will be 0. So I'm gonna go to down where we collecting the diamond. So as you can see over here, we collecting the diamond or playing the animation clip, and after once again we destroying it. So before we destroy, we will set this current diamond. So by default we have 0, so we will add to this current diamond 1. Okay, when once we collect, so plus equal 1 you can type, or you can type plus plus. Okay, it also means the same thing. Okay, plus equal 1. So let's suppose if we collide with that or trigger with that diamond game object for the first time. Okay, so we have 0 diamond. So if we trigger, so current diamond which is 0, so 0 plus basically means 0 plus 1, which will be 1. So we will have current diamond 1 now. Okay, so control S to save your code. Now let's go to Unity. We should able to see that field current diamond will appear underneath our max health parameter. Okay, underneath player script. Okay, and by default it will be 0 because we haven't we didn't given a some certain value. Okay, so that's why it will be by default a 0. As you can see, current diamond we have 0 now. And now if I hit this play button and just trigger with this diamond, we're gonna have 1 diamond to over here. Okay, we're gonna have it over here. So let's do that. So let's collide or collect this diamond. So as you can see, current diamond. So I'm gonna go to debug mode. So go to inspector, then click on this 3 dots and debug. So as you can see, current diamond is now 1. Okay, and you can collect as many diamond as you can, and we need to show that up instead of showing this up over here, so player won't able to see the progress. Okay, you can say how many diamonds a player collected so far, they won't able to see it. So we need to show that up in UI, so we will work on it later. For now it's a pretty great. So let's duplicate this diamond a little bit. So I'm going to select that, Control D to duplicate, and I'm going to move it over here. So let's one more type Control D, and let's move it over here. So we have 3 diamonds. So by default we have 0 diamond right now. Let's hit this play button. Okay, let's hit this play button, and we should able to see we're gonna have 3 diamonds if we collect all of them. Okay, one by one. So let's collect the first one. As you can see, current diamond becomes 1, and if I collect the second one, current diamonds became 2, and the list goes on, which is current diamond becomes 3 now. So I hope you get the idea how you can just collect any item, and you can show animation, what animation you want after collecting that game object, and keeping track of how many you collected so far. So I hope you get the idea. And lastly, thanks for watching this video. Peace out.